Hello, first graders. My name is Miss Hendrickson and I work at Skyline Elementary, and we are going to work on some spelling today. So we have a new pattern to think about. Before I tell you what the pattern is though, I am going to read the words, our new spelling words to you. So while I read the words, I want you to look at the words and listen to the words and see what you notice. See what looks the same on the words, see what sounds the same on the words, because these are important things that readers and writers do to help us spell. So let's get started. Our first word is old. Then we have fold. Next we have told. And finally, and then we have cold. These words are all very similar. Do you notice something that sounds the same or looks the same? Next, we have roll. And then we have most. And these words down here are some of our review and our sight words, so we're not going to talk about those right now. So, what do you notice about these words? What looks the same? What sounds the same? I want you to notice that all of these words have a long O sound, which is the old or old. We can spell that sound a few different ways. So we can make our long O sound with old, ol, and ost. So we have fold, old, fold. That makes the long O sound. We also have roll, roll. That makes the long O sound in there as well, and that's O-L-L. And finally, we have most, ost, ost, most. That makes the long O sound with the O-S-T. So we have lots of ways to spell it. Let me show you this list again. Do you notice the old, ol, and ost spelling patterns in these words? All right, so let's talk about our learning target for today. Remember that we are learning how to spell words with our new word pattern, which is the long O sound, made with ol, old, and ost. If we are successful with this learning target, we will be able to read the words, we will be able to write the words, and we will be able to use the words in a sentence. And if you follow along with the lesson that I'm teaching you, we will do all of these things. So make sure you're following along. If you do not have a pencil and paper yet, I want you to pause the video and go and grab those. And then we will get started with our writing. All right, so we are going to write these words together and think about a sentence that we could make. But before we start, I want to remind you of our little line man. So we have his head up at the headline, and then we draw his body. In the middle, we have this little belt line right here, his belt line. And then on the bottom is the foot line, and that's where his feet go. This is just to help us remember where to put our letters while we're writing in the lines. So our first word is old. O, so that's a long O sound, old. I think it's going to be O, L, D, because remember O-L-D makes the long O sound. Can you think of a sentence that uses the word old in it? My sentence is going to be, my dog is very old. Drawn a little picture of my dog right here. I don't actually have a dog, I'm just pretending. I hope that's okay. What was your sentence? Tell somebody near you what your sentence is. All right, my next word is fold. Well, I know that F makes the F sound, so we're gonna make sure it goes to the headline, down to the foot line, and then we have to draw a nice little cross at the belt line right there. Fold. That sounds a lot like this word right here, so I bet it's the same O-L-D to make the long O sound. O-U-D. Fold. Can you come up with a sentence for the word fold? My sentence is, I want you to fold your paper in half. Here's my little paper that I tried to draw, folded in half. Fold. Our next word is told. These words are all sounding very similar. Well, I know that a T makes the T sound, so I'm going to write that first. Old. Another long O, and it sounds the same as old and fold, so I bet it is the same spelling pattern. Old. Told. Can you think of a sentence for the word told? My sentence is, I told my mom that I was going to the store. There's a little picture of me telling somebody something. Told. Our next word is cold. It sounds very similar to these other ones, but it starts with a different sound. K, k. K. O, U, D. Cold. Can you think of a sentence that goes with the word cold? My sentence is, ice is very cold. Here's my little ice cube. Our next word, roll. This one sounds a little bit different. So, I know that R makes the sound. And then we have O. O. Well, it has the long O sound in there, so I'm going to put an O. Ooh. I know that L makes the O sound, so I'm going to put 2 L's. Can you think of a sentence to go with the word roll? There is a couple different, can be a couple different definitions for the word roll. One of them, this one I'm drawing the picture for, roll the ball down the hill. When something like spins and spins and spins and rolls around on the ground. I know some people call little bread, small little bread rolls. There's like this big made of bread. That's another roll, so I kind of drew my roll. What roll were you thinking of when you made your sentence? And our last word, most. M-O, so we have our long O in there again. And then the ending on this one is st. St. Sounds like an S and a T. Most. Can you think of a sentence that goes with the word most? My sentence is, I had the most apples out of everybody. So there's all of my apples. So I have the most apples. So one thing that I know Mrs. Jensen talked to you about last week, and this is a reading strategy that can be really helpful. Remember that sometimes, or we know that sometimes letters can make different sounds. The O can make the long O sound, O, or it can also make the ah sound, like in pot. So when you're reading and you see an O, let's look at this word right here, actually. Yeah. We have C-O-L-D. So, if I come to this word and I don't know how to spell it, I could be called. Well, that's kind of a word, but it's not spelled like this. Let's try a different one. Talled. Talled is not a word. Maybe I should try the long O. So told. Oh, that sounds like a word I know. So when you come to a word that you don't know, remember that we can flip the sounds. If the short O doesn't work, ald, we can always try the long O. Old, and that makes a word, told. All right, so let's look at our learning targets again. If you were successful today, you would have read the words, you would have written the words, and you would have used the words correctly in a sentence. So I hope you did all those things with me. Tomorrow you have some word work to do, and once again we have a worksheet and a word work menu. Those are, you can choose what you want to do, just pick at least one, and remember to share with your teacher because they love seeing your work that you're doing. So I hope you have a great week.